Hi, folks. I don't like how I say hi, folks for the non-emotional voice, but it is no use crying over that, because my voice is synthesis. But, my brain is of a stupid Japanese, so it is very emotional to say anything, which could make you laugh. Anyway, this footage is a time warp on GoPro from Asakusa to Shinjuku by bicycle. If this clip lets you feel the atmosphere in Tokyo, Japan, it's my pleasure. Now I'm going for Ueno from Asakusa. It is a distance that you could walk from Asakusa to Ueno, if you were a budget traveler. The way is very easy not to lose your way, which is just going straight until facing the railway of JR, turning to the left, the Ueno station is appearing. But, that way is that you must walk on back roads. If you want to walk on the main street, you just get 2 turns left and right along 3 main streets. There is nobody who doesn't have a smartphone nowadays. You can check the map on the phone anywhere anytime. It is envious for me as an old backpacker. Time warp on GoPro doesn't wait for my turdy talk. Actually, when I said I'm going for Ueno, I have already reached there. My latest clips consist of street views. Why I make such videos is that I want to archive street views in this time for the people 100 years later, 200s later and more times in the future. When we see old movies filmed scenery on the streets, we are very impressed, remembering old days. Even though you don't know the days, you should be very impressed by old vehicles and fashions in the films, so I want to leave the archives for letting the people be impressed in the future. The building is appearing in the right, which is the headquarters of Toyota in Tokyo, and which could look to be smaller than you expect. However, I think that it would be something stands for the sound method by Toyota. They must think that they needn't space they don't need and they don't intention to look good at all. Though I am running on the Sotoborodori, I think it would have been better to run on the Yasukuni-dori parallel to the street for getting to Shinjuku faster. This street consists of straights and more curves than Yasukuni-dori. Those curves can make a longer way to Shinjuku. There may not be a lot of travelers to walk to Shinjuku from Ueno or Asakusa, however walking lets you see a lot of stuff more than moving with vehicles or trains. I recommend walking while sightseeing. You can see the Ministry of Defense in the right, that let you see you enter the Yasukuni-dori from Sotoborodori. The 2 streets cross at the short of the ministry. I ran on the right, entering Yasukuni-dori naturally, so, if I had run on the left, I would have run on the Sotoborodori in succession, which leads to Shinjuku-dori. It would be better in case of your destination located near the street. I usually run on that way. Yasukuni-dori takes you to Kabukicho and the Golden Street, in which a lot of tiny bars gather. There is a thing which you should know about Japanese bar or restaurant to serve liquor. Even if you order only a glass of liquor, when you check you are asked for something you didn't order as otoshi or tsukideshi, which is something you can think of it as the table charge. Not a few foreigners complain of the charge adding something they didn't order, or when otoshi came, some of them refuse to say that they didn't order. The master who can't speak English is sometimes confused, but actually it is a Japanese culture or system on the bar or restaurant. The otoshi is something of a side dish for liquor, which may be only nuts, especially in the bar. You have the right not to eat it, but to refuse. Anyway, you must pay for it. You could accept it with thinking it as a kind of table charge. Don't mind, because you don't have to pay for the second order of liquor and more. Be careful of the clip joint. You should never follow a man who invite you to a nice bar as he says, even if he said that you paid only 3,000 yen for 2 hours unlimited drink. You should pay much more, such as only a cube ice would cost 5,000 yen. Of course the cost of ladies' drinks don't include the price. However, in case you happen to be in such a bar, your stubbornness not to pay but only the cost you were set in advance could let you go. The important thing is that you are brave to refuse the threat by a gangster, who actually doesn't want to bring a criminal case.